What if people in your photo could actually tell their own story? I built this picture under 40 bucks. It's a pretty photo and I have a frame, but I'm not showing the frame because it gives a lot of glare. But you can scan this code that's in the corner there and it will actually have a voice, the voices of all three of these people and mine telling a story. I built it in something I call HeirSound Photo, and I'm going to show you how to build your own with already the tools you have. No subscriptions or anything. You can use Canva and you can use your Google Drive. Just one moment and I'll show you how.
First thing you want to do is go to canva.com and you want to select Create. Once you hit the Create button, you're going to scroll down on the left and you're going to select Custom Size. And it's going to be 11 by 8.5 inches. And we're going to create a new design. Once we do that, I want to do the background and change it to a different color. Select that background with my arrow. And then I'm going to change the color. If you go up into the top and you see that multicolored circle, select that. And then select the plus button on the left panel and it'll add a new color. And because I know what I want it to be, I'm going to put in a hex code. So now my background color is like I like it. And I'm going to add a rectangle at the top, select elements. That's in the left-hand side. And I want a rectangle. If you don't see a rectangle below, just type in RECT and it'll usually jump up, pop up. Select rectangle and it'll give you a rectangle. It may not be the color you want, but it'll be a rectangle. Select that rectangle and slide it to the top. I just want it to be a little bit off the top, so I'm going to eyeball it and drag it all the way to the edge. I'm going to change that color from a yellow because I want it to be more like a gray. And I already selected the color that I wanted, but it's a deep charcoal. I'm going to change that color. Select that Add New Color X button, and I'm going to type in the hex code. And because I already had in mind what I wanted it to say, I wanted it to say 3 generations, the Dillard family. So I'm going to select text. That's the T on the left-hand side of the panel. I'm going to select headline. I'm going to type in those words. The type is a little too big, so I'm going to make it a little bit smaller by hitting the minus button there next to the name of the font. And I want it to be small enough so that it fits within the square. I don't like the particular font, so I'm going to change it to Playfair. If you do not see Playfair on your left panel, just type in PLAY and it'll show up. And once you select your Playfair, it'll change it. Don't want that color, so I selected all of it so that it would change the color. And if I select the A at the top, which says text color, when you hover over it, select that, and we're going to hit that plus button again and change it to a gold. I have the hex color, so I don't have to fudge around trying to find it. But if you want to play around with looking for the color, you can easily just drag that little circle around to where you want it, and it will give you what you want. So now that I have the color I want, I'm going to deselect it by going on the outside of the canvas, then select it again and drag it up to the space where I want it. I'm going to put it right in the middle. I'm going to make this square just a little bit smaller so that it's not so big. There we go. Now I'm going to put a photo in here. I'm going to use the uploaded photo that I have put in. I suggest that if you haven't uploaded it, of course, you hit upload files and you'll upload from your computer the picture that you want to use. I've done this a couple of different times. There's the photo I'm going to use. I suggest that whatever photo that you do select has a very high resolution. If you've taken a good photo on your phone, make sure that resolution is really good. If not, you might have a little bit of a soft photo like I do, because I couldn't find my original photo of these three, but it did work, and it's a little soft, but it still will work. So I'm going to select that picture. Once I selected the picture, it pops up over here. I'm going to make that fit the full screen by dragging the ends of the photo. If you can see, I go to the corners. That's the easiest way to do it. Select off the side of the canvas and you will see that the photo is there. If it is by chance going over your headline block that you put in, the design at the top, just select the photo and hit position and then just hit backward. But as you see, it looks like it's not doing that. If you see, I'll show you, if I push it up a little bit, it gives me the option of making it go backward. And that means that that square on top will fit, that will be right over the photo as opposed to the photo over the square. So I have deselected on the side and I'm going to put a box at the bottom. I'm going to go over to elements, hit rectangle, then select the shape that I want. It gave me a shape. It says the same color as the top, but I kind of want it different. So I'm going to make it a little bit of like a regal blue on the bottom. And you see I'm kind of moving that square I want it, and I'm resizing the shape. Now that I have it where I want it on the bottom, I'm going to select that shape and change the color. I want it not a dark gray, but kind of a regal blue. I have selected a hex color, so I'm going to put that hex color in. So now that I have my color on the bottom, I'm going to put that QR code. I'm going to put a little icon of a microphone and some text to tell the person who sees that QR code what to do with it. So first I'm going to put an element of a microphone. The elements thing is already still open, so I'm just going to clear that rectangle out of there, and I'm going to put microphone, M-I-C-R-O, and then usually something pops up that gives you a suggestion of what you're talking about. I'm selecting microphone icon. It's going to give you selections of photos, graphics, videos, frames. I'm going to select graphics and hit the See All button. Once you hit the See All, you can scroll down to wherever you want. If you do not have a pro account, do not select the ones with the crown because you will not be able to use them. But if you do have a pro account, anything is game. So I'm going to select this nice golden microphone. It's a little too big, so I'm going to go in the corners and drag it down so that it's much, much smaller. I'm going to zoom into the photo. As you can see, it's a little soft. Drag that microphone over and put it in the corner somewhere. It's a little too big again. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. You don't want to be right at the edge because you always risk of it being cut off. Now I'm going to put in some text. I'm going to select text. And I'm going to select the smallest text. And because my last text was gold, it defaulted to gold, and I'm going to keep that gold color. Still think it's a little too big for what I want to do, but I can still see it. I'm going to double click on it, and I'm going to put the directions that I want to let the person read so that they understand what to do with that code when I put it in the corner. I'm going to put scan. And I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. Let's make it around 16 point. You don't want it too huge. And then I'm going to drag it and put it in the corner, align it with the microphone. And just leave enough space so that I can put the QR code in the corner. Now it's time for your QR code with your audio. But if you don't have an audio file, you're going to have to record someone giving their reflection on the photo, or perhaps they're just saying some things that are about their lives and how they grew up, or perhaps they're sharing a cookbook recipe, or if you're giving, let's say you have pictures of the kids and you want to give it to grandma for her for her birthday, and you have them all saying happy birthday, grandma, singing to her or saying how much they love her and what they love about her. So then later on, when she's feeling nostalgic and wants to look at the photo when they're not around, she can always hear her grandchildren. So that's just some ideas that you might want to do for a particular photo. And if you have audio of a loved one, you can just take that audio and you can cut it to the size or the length or time length that you want, and then save that on your phone and then transfer it to your computer. Once you've transferred it to your computer, then you're going to go to your actual Google Drive. Once you're in your Google Drive, you're going to hit New, and then you're going to upload that file, that audio file that you've saved that you want to add to your photo. I've already recorded mine and uploaded it. And this is a recording that I did back for the Black Information Network for Father's Day. It featured my husband, my son, and my husband's father who has passed away. And it was a great tribute to him. And I'm going to click on that. I'm going to hit the 3 dots on the side of the file that's been uploaded, and I'm going to hit share. And once you hit share, it's going to say restricted. I'm going to change that from restricted to anyone with the link. That way, anyone who scans that QR code will be able to listen to the audio. Then I'm going to hit copy link, then hit done. And then we're going to head back over to Canva. Now we're going to take Canva and we're going to find that QR code maker. And we're going to scan all the way down or slide all the way down to the bottom, hit QR code, and then I'm going to paste that link to my Google Drive that I have just opened for anyone to listen to and paste it in. I want to customize that QR code so that that pattern has the same color as my headline and my microphone. So I'm going to open up Customize. And I'm going to select the foreground color, and I'm going to have it the same color as this gold. So I'm going to select the A to see what the gold color is for the hex color. I'm going to copy that hex code, select C for copy. Then go back over to the Customize area. Select the foreground to be the same color as that gold. Then I'm going to paste it in here on the bottom. Changes it to gold. I don't want the background color to be white. I want it to have a kind of a color that's connected to the actual piece that I'm doing. So I think I will make it, that blue, that nice blue that I have here, navy blue. Select that color. Select the color, which is dark blue, and copy the code again. I hit Command C, and then I'm going to head over to the background color and change that white and paste in the hex color by hitting Command V. After I've done that, I have both the background color and the foreground color selected. I have my code for the QR code that I had just created from the audio, and then I hit Generate Code. Now you can see that it's that color with the background color of the blue and the gold that's in the actual headline. I have dragged it so that it'll be a lot smaller. And I'm going to zoom into the photo so I can kind of select where I would want to drag it exactly. I have it just about as small as I need to make it so that a person can scan it with their phone and it's not too big and it fits within the same square that I created, and it's not too close to the edge. Make sure it's not too close to the edge so it doesn't get cut off. Now, before you print this photo, make sure that you scan this code with your phone to make sure that you can actually listen to the audio. And then I'm going to zoom back out. We're pretty much done. Also, before you print it, you're going to go to the let's say a Walgreens site or FedEx, Kinko's, and you're going to see what are their requirements for the photo size and resolution so that the resolution and size is correct according to their upload parameters. And how you do that is hit share, and then you're going to hit download. I don't want a PNG, I want a JPEG. And then I would make my quality at least 80% or more so that it's a very high quality photo. And then the size is important. So whatever the parameters are for the Walgreens or the FedEx Kinko's, make it according to that size. I usually see something around 3,000 or more, usually is around perhaps the size you need to go. And then you can do that. Don't select limit size file size, because I think that's going to make the size too small and then it won't look very good. Then you hit download and it will be on your computer, and then you can upload it to the appropriate site so you can make that order and pick it up within the next day.
Well, that's it. One photo, 3 voices, well, 4, including my own, and the story that's preserved forever. I also used this same concept on a photo book that I built for my husband for Father's Day. And I will show you after Father's Day what that looks like. Next week, I'm also building a business card, and I use that same idea of using an audio business card that makes you unforgettable at your next networking event. If you're interested in something similar to this, if you want to build a cookbook or a memory book or something similar to that, let me know in the comments and I will build a template for you. I'd love to hear what you have to say about it, whether you like the concept, whether you like the business card concept more, and any improvements you think that there should be, because I always believe in community and being able to hear what other people have to say and how I can improve, as well as get great ideas. Thanks so much. And remember, your story matters.